going to use a couple of different tools for cleaning the rollers here. I'm going to give you the option of using the roller cleaner. I'm going to give you the option of using this curved part of the comb, of the brush comb, or you can just do everything by hand. So it's your choice. You have all these options. Use whatever you feel necessary. With the roller tray, I'm just going to rinse it off. I didn't really get any black paint on there. I know this is all black paint from before, so I'm just going to let it be. I just rinse it off. There's nothing really new on there. It's kind of not so in such good shape already. This one will soon see the end of its life, but you can certainly put a roller tray in it. Always separate your roller from your roller head. Rinse off your roller head. All of these are beat up pretty badly. There's a lot of paint buildup here, and as the paint builds up, it doesn't work. It squeaks, it catches, it drags. It would be great if we could do a little bit better job of keeping these clean. They would last longer. There's a lot of buildup here, and I'm not going to get that off unless I start scraping with a knife of some sort. But this is the part that is kind of all gummed up, and that's what's going to end the life of the roller soon if we don't keep that cleaner. Rinse it off and then hang them up here in roller storage. So with the roller, we need to get the paint out of the inside, and we need to get the paint out of all the fabric. You can just throw these away and get a new one, but that goes through a lot of waste, and they are usable for 3 or 4 times or 6 or 8 times, depending on how well you clean them, how well you treat them. I'm squeezing the paint out and running it through the water here, just trying to get the majority of the paint out before I do anything else. I'm also using gravity to my advantage. So I'm starting at this end and squeezing, and then I'm working it down and working the paint out this way. If I turn it back and forth too many times, then I'm just squeezing the paint back the other direction and it never gets out. So I'm doing it by hand. That's number 1 option. Number 2 option is to take the back of the comb here, the round part, and run that through the water. And that helps get the paint out a little bit better than what your hands can do. The better comb has a really crappy plastic version of that. This metal comb doesn't have the best comb teeth, but it has a really nice metal thing and fits the roller better. Your third option is to put it on the end of your roller cleaner, and this actually can clean rollers and brushes. You can stick a brush in here and clean the brush as well. So then you just rinse it through, and this throws off the paint and the water. But you want to keep it down in the sink because otherwise it's going to throw water everywhere. So we want to keep the water and the paint throw off in the sink. And then once you're done, just do it like that. And that's probably the best that a roller can come clean. I don't usually use soap for most of my rollers. I will use soap if I'm using a foam sponge type of roller that I want to be extra clean. But for these that I'm going to use 3 or 4 times or 8 or 10 times and throw away, I don't bother with the soap. When it's done, put it up here to drip dry. These two have been sitting here for weeks. I'm going to put them away. And this is one of the sponge rollers where I might actually put some dabs of soap in to try and keep the paint even more out of the sponge roller. For reference, this was our roller tray that we just used to paint the Masonite black, and I got it pretty clean. This is how clean your roller trays should come out every time. You should scrub the paint off, and if you get these plastic ones, the paint scrubs off a lot more easily and readily than the metal ones. There is some staining in here because I used a rich solid black, and the black is going to stain. Some other colors, reds and other colors, will stain your material, but that I can't scrub off, but I can at least make sure that there's no buildup and layers of paint all in the surface and on the outside as well. Keep all those edges clean, keep all those edges clean, keep everything clean. That's the way we want to end with our tools at the end of the day. So while this is the storage area for drying your rollers, and this is another one that was not, you need a hammer to take that one apart. While your rollers are drying here, once they are dry, you should put them back away in the bins below the counter. There are 6 pegs for drying, but they don't need to be taken up by dry roller heads. This is for smaller rollers, 3-inch rollers. I'm going to take out the 6-inch rollers and put them in another bin. This is again where OCD comes in handy. Keeps everything neat and organized. We're going to have more things to put in here, so I'm leaving some space. Sponges do not go in here. Large texture rollers don't go in here. We're going to put our 6-inch. I'm just going to bring these out here. We're going to sort this stuff out like this. Once they get really nasty, they can be thrown away too. They don't have to be reused forever. Put some of the 3-inch rollers in the 3-inch roller bin. And I'll just have this one be 6-inch rollers. And I had a few more up here. Three-inch rollers. Here are our 9-inch rollers. 6-inch rollers go here. 9-inch rollers of all kinds. Three and 4-inch rollers. And then we get to the bottom shelf and we have all of our roller trays and roller tray inserts. These dirty ones I'm going to throw away. Yeah, we don't have a properly clean roller tray in the house. That one's almost done. We have some brand new ones. Let's organize these. What happens when you let the paint build up is that the rollers, the 9-inch rollers are specifically fit for these roller trays. And when the paint starts to build up, then the roller starts to drag on either side. And it makes it harder to use the roller. And sometimes you think, oh, I'll just let it dry up and it'll be fine. But every time it dries up, it adds more and more layers. I've got some roller trays at home that have been around for decades because I clean them after every use. And these are roller grates for putting in your bucket. This fits into a 5-gallon bucket. This fits into a 2.5-gallon bucket. And there are some that fit into a 1-gallon bucket. Using the smaller one. These fit into the 1-gallon bucket. There. And that's all of our roller supplies on the bottom shelf. Bring this up to dry, drip dry, and then clean the paint out of my hands. That stage floor paint does like to stick to the nails and does like to stick to the hands, especially if you have calluses on your hands. But it will shed off with your skin in a couple of days anyway. I splattered a little bit of paint water up here, so try to keep this clean. We do every couple of years do a nice scrub down of all of this and the sink, get all the paint off, prevent buildup. And that is roller cleaning. Leave everything to drip dry here. That's going to drip dry. Your tray, your sticks, hang your brushes up, rollers up here. That's about it.